All right, warm up number 15 on guitar. We're still hitting the E minor pentatonic scale. Here's open position. Let's just kind of run through this a minute, warm up our fingers, and then we'll do it with metronome. So. Now, if this is hard for you to do, one thing that I like to do right away when I'm learning anything new is break it into smaller chunks. So, like, I would only tackle, I did this in a lesson the other day, and it was quite effective. I'd only tackle these first two strings, so the fifth string and the sixth string. Whatever speed you need to go. Then I do the same thing on the fourth and third. Second and first. Oops. And then I might as well just do it on the way up too. Let's go. Think about the scale differently. I think when we're trying to do all six strings at once, especially learning anything new, it's a lot to memorize the distance between the frets with your pick, get your fingers to respond how you want to. So just breaking it down. The other thing you want to do is kind of analyze as you play. So when I play through this whole scale, is there any spot that throws me off more than another spot? Okay, so for me, I know it's the rhythm right here. I always want to put an extra 3 in there, which we easily could, but I wrote it this way, so we're just gonna keep it this way. So if that's a spot that I always stink at, I'd break down a small section of that and work through that over and over again. All right, let's see what 60 is like, and then if I need to, I'll break something down. Let's do it this way. I'm going to copy that 60 to make sure I remember to do second position that way. Let's turn this up to 70. So again, I felt no spot that was really, causing me to think extra hard or that I felt like I was stumbling over. So I'm like, all right, go up by 10 and just kind of, again, it goes to that you can just sit there and practice, which is good. Like sometimes that's just the money well spent. Like as long as you're putting the time in, great. But then you want to get to the point where you're like, okay, why am I putting this time in? What am I trying to get out of this exercise? And am I being mindful of what I'm playing? Oftentimes we can just shut our brain off and practice, and that is fun and enjoyable. But the other thing you want to do is kind of dive in and say, okay, well, where am I bad at this? Where are my sticky spots? What are the reasons I'm bad at this? And can I resolve them, and do I know how to? I don't really need to go past 70 today. I'm just kind of locking these in. And if anything, instead of going past 70, I'll do the fourth position today. Again, kind of asking myself, what do I want to accomplish in my warm-up today? And I know sometimes these videos go a little long. You know, I'm doing 45-minute warm-ups. Probably only need to do half hour, 25 minutes, and then move on to something else. Sometimes I can get stuck on, I mean, this is enjoyable stuff to play. All right, so same idea. Let's break down this one starting on E on the 4th string. So let's just go. And think of it, I probably repeat myself a lot in these videos, and that's because there's only so many concepts, right? They're simple. They're made to be repeated over and over again. I lost my train of thought. It's worth spending time just breaking this down. You know, do I have any tension in my left hand? Well, a little bit. Can I relax? Okay. Can I not lose my volume while I relax? Think about all those things. Is my pick going down, up? Okay. This is very much the walking before you run kind of idea. Like, if I can do this, then I can put the whole thing into context. If I can't do this well, probably need to resolve that. Now backwards. I guess I could take it from that 5 and go backwards. No, I should do it from this 3 because that's how I played in the exercise. Yep, so that's a down. Now what I find interesting is if I play this scale, and then I come back up, I play it completely different than I do if I play it just this little context, or out of context. Or, so like right there, I picked up on an idea that might work when I do the whole scale. Let's see if I can. I'll go over the idea that I have. So when I'm going backwards on this, I'm going 3, 5, 3, and then I just kind of roll. It's very kind of like something that I do in arpeggios a lot. 3, 5, 3. Try to do it without those extra notes in there. You hear that little bit of a squeak. Might have to live with that. Okay, so now let's see if I do that roll as I go back up. Not as much. I mean, it's there a little bit. Might help me. Might throw me off. All right, so let's go to the 3rd and 4th string. 5th and 6th. And then 5th fret on the 6th. It's the best way to do things. I mean, like, and again, if I wanted to be super picky, I would actually even do that with metronome. You know, I'd warm up on this idea of 2 strings at a time, string sets one might even say, and then I'd put a metronome to it. It's good ways to kind of change up or vary how you're practicing, what you're practicing. Not doing the same thing over and over again, which I think we can all fall into those routines, me included, or not practicing at all. All right, so 60 BPM, whole thing. Let's see how we go. so I'm going to kind of do this how I did this yesterday or 2 days ago, where instead of turning that up to 70, I'm going to go and learn the fourth position, which is new for me, maybe new for some of you guys, and break that down, and then we'll jump back to the second position. Yeah, second position. All right, so we've already set ourselves up of how we want to practice this. We're going to do two strings at a time, or 4 notes, I guess, on this one. So, all right, so if we're playing 7, most likely going to play that with our third. So actually, I am going to try to play it with my pinky, because then it's easier for me to get to that 4. So I'm going to have to learn this in real time because, well, I don't practice before these videos, right? These videos are my practice. So what I find interesting, so I don't know yet what fingers I'm going to like on this. Pinky feels like what it wants to be, but then I feel awkward with my middle finger playing that. But I think that's the answer. But I'm laughing because this is kind of want to play that 7 with my third finger, right? And then I'm in perfect position to play 5. Okay, that's me being distracted. So definitely starting this way. All right, that alone is just a nice little walk down. So let's work on it. And 1 and 2 anytime you're learning, speaking to myself as much as I am to you, anytime you're learning something new, give yourself that grace. Understand you're going to have some notes. Like I had a note that sounded like this, right? It was quieter than everyone else. This is new for my fingers. My fingers need to learn what I want them to do. All right. So I think we're going to start 7 with our third finger. Yep. Nice and slow. So third finger, first on the 5. Pinky's now in great shape to do the 8, and then 5. So this one's a little bit of a finger twister. Don't think that's a thing that people say, but I'm saying it. So let's do a couple more times, and then we'll put metronome to it. So nice and slow so I can memorize this. Okay, so feel good about that. I'm wondering about putting those 2 together. There we go. So it's very much like your fingers are walking. See, now I forgot. Third is what I want. good at that right away? Let's do it one more time. So we got. Trying to see if it's more natural coming back up. You know, and I know I'm spending a little bit of extra time on this. I might end up changing my fingers after I've played it a couple times. You know, I've kind of. That's the tough thing too. Like you have to learn this, and you might learn it wrong, and then you might have to deviate. But you just have to put the time in regardless, or just wait. Fast forward to the end of the video, you know, when we're done recording this, and then just see how I ended up changing it. You don't have to do the hard work then. So who knows how I'm going to play that? Because I don't. 3 and 4 and. All right, I know I'm not going back up though. It's what I want to do. I want to hit that with that third finger. All right, I think I need to do. I don't know what I need to do. Learn it. Let's go to this part, and we'll come back to that. Because I kind of got to figure out, like, I need a recovery time of thinking about that. Same thing on this section. So 7, 5, 8, 5. This is what I think I want to do. Get that pinky to take over that. All right, let's do 2 strings. Let's not get lost. And 1 and 2 and. I do feel like what I need to understand next is how I want to move all the time from this 8-5. Again, that feels most natural to me right now. You know, obviously what makes this position harder, and I think another position does this too, it's got that little bit of a shift in it, right? We're shifting from the 5. So, and then, in my mind, up to that position. And maybe that's even how I have to think about it, because that was better already. Seeing that shift. That time I did not see the shift. So that's how, I know I'm kind of getting a little crazy on this, but I think that is the only way to set myself up for success in this one. Which is funny because so often you see somebody play the first position or the open position that I played first. And I feel like that's the blues scale that most people know. There's more to these, right? And you can see why some people would shy away from this. But learning all these positions is going to open up the fretboard for us all, including me. All right. So I might be ready for metronome for this whole thing. I might not be. So let's just see what happens. Was good. 4, 3, 4. off by 1 So that's getting bad, and that's okay. So my only ambition on that one today was to get it into my fingers. Now, one might argue after watching me play that for a couple minutes, it's not in my fingers, but it's close enough for me. All right, what time do we have? 20 minutes in. Let's do second position at 70. Then I'm going to end with a little funk strumming, just to make sure I'm not. I guess the main reason I keep on doing those is I feel like there's some lessons I need to learn yet. I've only done it for a couple of weeks, so want to make sure I continue on that. And I think it fits enough with this that, yeah, that's enough. You got the point of what I'm making. Maybe. Gotta review this. Let's try that again. I will play that correct in a second, maybe. 3, 4. Fell apart. One more time. 3, 4. Nice. Redeemed it a little bit. All right. Funk, I haven't done this for, I don't know, it's been a week or so. We're playing 1E into 2E into 3E into 4, trying to keep all of our strums even. Let's play this on all mutes a minute just so you get the idea. This is 50 BPM. And 2E and 3E. You know, the biggest goal of mine on that is no accents because there's none written, and then just trying to make the down and the up sound the same. So on this part, we're playing, every time we see a dash, we're playing the chord. The chord we're playing is 7, 6, 7, 7. And so this first beat would be 1E and up. Second beat would be 2E and up. 2E and up. Then 3E and 4E and up. So let's kind of do the same thing that I was doing before with the scale. And let's just do beat 1 because I have a problem with rushing, you know. You know, if you've been watching this, that I rush a little bit. It's something that I'm trying to work on resolving. No, something I'm working on resolving. I got to say it the right way. So just sitting on this and getting that down. teaching my right hand that, hey, just because the left hand's doing something different doesn't mean I need to change up as well. You know, just kind of keep that motion going. Cool. Let's do the same thing on 2. And so just all mutes. Rush a lot more on these up strums, right? Which is pretty common. Let's try to put that together. That might help. 2 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a. All right, so I think I'm only going to hit 1 funk today. We're going to call that a good day. That's a good warm-up. So some scale stuff, some strum stuff. Take it from there. Hope you guys get some practice in. Message below if you have any questions or what you guys are working on.